What if female Rimuru? That time I became a demon slayer by KyleBayaN. In the taisho era, a young girl named Rimuru lost everything at the hands of a powerful demon. Fortunately, she was taken in by a kind-hearted family of charcoal makers. But peace does not last. One day, while helping her adopted brother Tanjiro sell charcoal, they returned to find their family slaughtered, save for a single survivor, Nezuko. Follow their journey as they hunt down Muzan Kibutsuji, the source of the demons that plague the world at night. Prologue. The child in the woods. Third-person POV. Somewhere, an elderly couple is taking a stroll through the mountain. Sure is nice to take a stroll through the woods, isn't it, Kaide? Kaide. Yes, it is. The leaves are a nice hue of orange. It's a sign that winter is coming. Once the snow starts to fall, I shall have those three train much harder. Kaide. I know that you've done the same to your old Sugiko back when you were the wind Hashira, but why couldn't you go easier on them, Hachiro? They've been through enough. Hachiro. Alright, just this once, I'll go easy on them. After a while of walking, Hachiro felt the presence of many creatures following them. Hachiro. There seems to be a lot of them. Hachiro held his wife's hand and started walking faster. Kaide. What's wrong, dear? Hachiro. I think something is stalking us. Kaide. A demon. Hachiro. It isn't, and there are a lot of them. As they moved faster, a wolf came out of the bushes, blocking their path. Kaide. A wolf. Hachiro. Stay behind me. Hachiro stood between the wolf and his wife and slowly walked away. Suddenly, more wolves appeared, blocking their way back. Hachiro. Kaide, hold on to me tightly. Hachiro carried his wife in his arms and used total concentration breathing to boost his stamina. He began running as fast as he could, but the wolves ran after him. Suddenly, more and more wolves came out of the bushes, forcing him to run in another direction. As Hachiro ran, he noticed the wolves' unusual behavior. Hachiro, what's going on? It's like they're leading us somewhere. Hachiro suddenly found themselves in front of a small cave and cornered by wolves. Hachiro looked around, trying to find a way to escape, when he noticed that inside the cave was a blue-haired infant resting beside a wolf. Hachiro. What's a child doing with a pack of wolves? The wolves whimpered and nudged their noses at the child. Kaide. Hachiro. I think the wolves want us to get closer. The wolves near the cave moved away, allowing the couple to get closer. Once they got close, they noticed that the child was an adorable girl with silvery blue hair. The elderly couple was immediately charmed by the little girl. Kaide then noticed that the temperature was high and the child had difficulty breathing. Kaide. Honey, this little girl is sick. We need to get her to a doctor. Hachiro. Were the wolves leading us here to help this child? Hachiro removed his haori and wrapped the child in it, then took her to a doctor. After the infant had received medical care, the elderly couple decided to adopt the child as their granddaughter. Hachiro. So Kaide, what should we call our granddaughter? Kaide. I checked the cloth on her diaper. It says her name is Rimuru, but the cloth was partially torn off, so I'm unsure of her last name. Hachiro. Not all right. In that case, your name is Rimuru Arashi, our beloved granddaughter. Hachiro POV. It's been a few years since Kaide and I adopted Rimuru, and she is now 5. During the time as she grew, she would spend her days going to the mountains to play with the wolves. Because of it, the wolves that brought us together would often visit, which startled my 3 students. Kuki, a young man who would often get into trouble for his habit of poking beehives. Ginji, another boy who's the same age as Kuki but has a sense of caution. And Irina, a lively lass who is much more intelligent than she behaves. Rimuru's habit of playing in the mountains had become a constant source of worry for me and Kaide. She would often have me constantly tell my pupils to get Rimuru back, which would often lead to them bringing her back with all kinds of injuries. Each time Rimuru would play with the wolves, my students would complain that she was getting harder to catch, and there were even cases where she'd set up traps to prank them only for them to return empty-handed after Rimuru had already returned to eat the snacks Kaide made. During those times I've told them to find Rimuru. I've noticed their speed, stamina, and instincts have improved and decided to let Rimuru continue, as she seems to enjoy playing with them. Today, my students, Irina, Ginji, and Kuki, are getting ready for training. Kuki. Sensei, please do something about your granddaughter. Ginji. Yeah, the last time I fell off a cliff, I was lucky to fall into a river. Irina. I had to climb up a tree to avoid the wolves. Hachiro, if you lot can't handle catching my granddaughter or handle the animals, then how would you survive the final selection? All three went silent. I suddenly had an idea to help their improvement. Hachiro, sigh, all right, how about this? If Rimuru goes to the woods, the one who catches her will have to keep an eye on her during training and is allowed to not train to properly watch her. Ginji, really? So if we catch Rimuru, we don't get to train? Hachiro, of course. My students got bright smiles on their faces at the thought of getting a break. Hachiro, however, those who didn't manage to catch her will receive harsher training. My students' smiles vanished, and they turned pale. Kaide Pav after dinner and my husband's students had gone to bed. Hachiro said he had something to discuss with me. Hachiro, Kaide, is it alright if I teach Rimuru total concentration breathing? Rimuru stood up with stars in her eyes and a large smile on her face. Rimuru, you're gonna let me train to use those swords, Grandpa. I was shocked at Hachiro suggesting our granddaughter become a demon slayer so soon. I grabbed his shirt and began scolding him. Kaide, angry Hachiro, what are you thinking? Rimuru is only 5. I won't let Rimuru train with a sword to fight demons. Hachiro, she's scary. Don't worry, I'm just asking if I could teach Rimuru total concentration breathing, not how to use the sword. Kaide, I won't allow it. Even though I was angry at him, his next words snapped me out of my anger. Hachiro, Kaide, see, calm down, you're scaring Rimuru. I looked at Rimuru and noticed that she was trembling and crying. Kaide, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Please don't cry. We did our best to comfort Rimuru and decided to continue the discussion in the morning. After our discussion, I've decided to allow Hachiro to teach Rimuru total concentration breathing but won't allow him to teach Rimuru wind breathing until she's 13. Hachiro Pav 2 years have passed since I began teaching Rimuru total concentration breathing, and she has mastered it. During my training sessions with my students, I noticed that Rimuru has been copying the forms and has secretly been practicing. As the final selection drew near, my students were strong enough and finally able to leave but struggled to do so. Rimuru held on to Irina on the verge of tears, begging for them to stay, but we were able to convince her to let them go. Weeks passed, and they managed to return safely from the final selection. We celebrated. While waiting for their swords, they spent their last days with Rimuru, which usually involves chasing her in the forest and playing with the wolves. Once their swords arrived, they immediately received their first tasks and got ready to leave. Irina, please don't cry, Rimuru. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Irina hugged Rimuru. Ginji, we'll visit you when we're in the area. Kuki, you could always become a demon slayer like us and find us. Rimuru let go of Irina and wiped her eyes dry. Rimuru, right, once I'm 13, I'm gonna work really hard and kill all the bad demons. Rimuru declared as she raised her fist, and her eyes were burning with determination. Kuki ruffled Rimuru's hair. Kuki, I guess we'll see each other again when you pass the final selection when you're 18 or something. Rimuru got annoyed and tried to remove Kuki's hand but failed. Rimuru, no way, I'll pass the final selection sooner. I've already memorized all the wind-breathing forms Grandpa taught you guys. Rimuru declares as she raises both her fists in the air in frustration. Kuki removed his hand, and the three laughed it off and playfully agreed. I placed my hand on Rimuru's head and patted her on the head to calm her. Hachiro, well, whether you believe it or not, she did. Ginji, aw, come on, sensei, we know you're a doting grandfather. There's no way a girl her age has memorized the forms. After a short pause, the three realized that I was serious and were shocked. Irina, Ginji, and Kuki, no way. Hachiro, yes, my granddaughter has an excellent memory and is very sharp. It took her a few months to master total concentration breathing while it took you 3 a year to do the same. As the three leave to head out for their first mission, the wolves come out of the forest, startling them. Kuki, why are the wolves here? Irina, this must be your fault, Kuki. Kuki, huh, how is it my fault? As the three of them started bickering, Rimuru calmed them down and explained to them that the wolves were bidding them farewell. As the three had left, I felt a tremendous pressure behind me. Kaide, dear, I distinctly remember us agreeing to not teach Rimuru wind breathing until she was 13, 2 years ago, or has my memory started to fail? I glanced at Rimuru, and it seemed like she had already snuck off. I then spent the rest of the day being scolded. A week after my students left, Rimuru spent more time playing in the forest, and Kaide is finishing a haori and scarf for when Rimuru joins the Corps. The haori is blue and made from similar materials as the uniforms of the Corps. The sleeves are decorated with wolf fur that's been dyed in a lighter shade of blue, while the scarf is made from shed wolf fur. Kaide, I sure hope Rimuru would like this. I placed my hand on her shoulder. Hichiro, don't worry, I'm sure Rimuru will love it. She looked at me and smiled. Kaide. Thank you, dear. Later at night, Kaide finished making dinner, and we were waiting for Rimuru to return from playing, but she still hadn't returned. We suddenly heard a howl coming from the forest. I was getting worried about what was happening in the forest. I went to look for Rimuru with the help of my crow. While wandering in the woods, I occasionally heard more howling, and then suddenly I heard someone screaming for help. Someone please save me. Hichiro. Wait, someone's here? Worried about the lost man, I headed in the direction of the voice and told my crow to keep looking for Rimuru. As I got closer, I could hear the scream getting louder and louder, and as I got closer, I also heard a lot of barking and snarling. Hichiro, are the wolves attacking someone? I guess I forgot that the wolves are still wild animals. I shook off the thought and ran faster to save the man from the wolves. On the way, I saw my crow above me flying towards my house. Crow, Master, a demon has appeared. I shall fetch your sword. Surprised by my crow's report, I ran faster and saw the wolves were attacking the demon. Demon, help me. As the wolves attacked the demon, I noticed the demon was holding Rimuru by the throat. I quickly grabbed a large rock and rushed at the demon, smashing the rock at its face, which caused it to let my granddaughter go. I quickly caught Rimuru and jumped away as the demon fell backward while continuing to be mauled by the wolves. Rimuru, trembling GG Grandpa? Rimuru was crying while shaking with fear. I held her tightly while stroking her head to comfort her. Hichiro, damn it, if only I brought my sword. Suddenly, the demon got bigger and sent many of the wolves flying in the air. As it got up, it killed some of the wolves that landed near it, acting more aggressively and approaching us. I quickly ran away while carrying Rimuru while being followed by the wolves with the demon running towards us. Kaide. Hichiro. I heard Kaide calling me. I looked in her direction, and I saw her throwing my Nichiren sword at me. I caught my sword and put Rimuru down while standing between her and the demon. Hichiro. Rimuru, go with Grandma. Rimuru ran to Kaide along with the wolves as I charged at the demon. Hichiro. Wind-breathing first form, dust whirlwind cutter. I decapitated the demon, and I was about to sheath my sword. Kaide. Hichiro. Rimuru. Grandpa. Suddenly, Kaide and Rimuru screamed. I turned around and was shocked when two demons suddenly appeared, one wielding a fan and the other a staff. Fan demon. Hi ha 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 ha. This is fun. I've never had a chance to fight wolves before. Staff demon. Shut it, Karaku. As I was preparing to ready another attack, the fan demon blew me away with the wind. I managed to land safely and rushed to save my family when one of the demons suddenly appeared and was about to hit me with its staff, but I blocked it. Staff demon. Angry so infuriating. If those mutts didn't get in my way, I would have already eaten that human. Karaku had better kill those humans. The demon lifted his staff and then struck the ground. My instincts were telling me to dodge. I quickly backed off and managed to dodge a bolt of lightning. Hichiro. So this is the demon's blood demon art, lightning. This demon is quite powerful. More lightning kept coming down, forcing me to dodge. Demon. Tisk. This human is fast. More lightning kept striking, forcing me to evade, and whenever I went for the attack, I successfully decapitated the demon. However, the demon didn't die. Instead, the head grew a body, and the body got another head. Hichiro. So that's why two demons suddenly appeared. It made some kind of clones with his blood demon art. I quickly slashed the demon that was growing a body to try and kill it, but the two halves started to grow their own bodies. I got ready to fight all three of them and noticed that all three of them had something written in their eyes. I immediately realized that I was fighting an upper moon demon. Winged demon. Haha. Look at that. He's scared. I can't wait to end him. Staff demon. Stop wasting time Urogi and just kill him already. Urogi. Leave it to me Sakito. I'll enjoy ending him. The demon with wings flew toward me using his talons and sonic screams to attack in a hit-and-run tactic, which made it difficult for me to counter. Spear demon. How sad being forced to face us at such an old age. Sakido, irritated, quit slacking off and do something. Izetsu. Izetsu. Alright, I'll end his misery. All three attacked with sound, lightning, and spear attacks, making them extremely difficult to kill. Especially with their coordination, it's all I could do to keep them at bay, as each time I slashed them or decapitated them, they regenerated. Yurogi. Ha ha ha, time to die. As the talons of the demon are about to end me, a wolf suddenly attacks the demon, causing it to reel back while the wolf gets up. Yurogi. Hey guys, look, this wolf wants to join in. Just then, a few more wolves appeared. Sakido. Growl, those mutts are getting in the way again. Spear demon. How sorrowful, this poor wolf wants to die. Hachiro. So it would seem like you guys are more than willing to help me. Well then, if we don't make it, let's hope that we will see Rimuru again in our next life. I took a deep breath and charged at the demons. Hachiro. Wind-breathing second form. Claws purifying wind. The wolves and I charged to fight the demons, hoping that I could buy Kaide and Rimuru time to escape. As I began fighting, memories of my time with Kaide and Rimuru flashed in my mind. Kaide Pav. After witnessing Hachiro decapitating the demon didn't die, but rather, it turned into two demons. Kaide. Hachiro. Rimuru. Grandpa. Karaku. Hi ha 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 ha. This is fun. I've never had a chance to fight wolves before. Staff demon. Shut it, Karaku. Hachiro was about to fight when one of the demons used its fan to send Hachiro away. Rimuru. Crying grandpa. Realizing that we were in trouble, I picked up Rimuru and ran as fast as I could. Staff demon. Irritated, how infuriating. I'll deal with the demon slayer. You better kill those two, Karaku. Karaku. Hi ha 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 ha. That sounds like fun. The demon ran after us, but before it could catch us, the wolves came to save us. Karaku. Whoa. These wolves are attacking me. Ha 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 ha, this never happened before. I kept running and didn't look back as I heard the sound of the wolves yelping and barking along with the demon's laughter. Realizing that the demon wouldn't stop, I ran home and then gave Rimuru the Haorian scarf. Rimuru looked at me with tears forming in her eyes. Rimuru. Crying grandma. Kaide. Rimuru, please listen to me. Run east as fast as you can. I pointed east. Kaide. Run, and whatever you do, don't stop. Rimuru. Grandma. What are you talking about? Grandpa is a Hashira, isn't he? He can beat those bad demons. I shook my head. Kaide. Your grandfather is old. He isn't as strong as he used to be. I nudged Rimuru to start running. Rimuru. But what about you? Can't you come with me? Kaide. I'm sorry, but there's still something I need to do. Rimuru clung to me as her tears flowed from her eyes. Rimuru. I won't leave you. Kaide. Please Rimuru, you have to leave. I tried to nudge Rimuru, but she just tightened her grip. I then heard the sounds of the wolves yelping and realized the demon was getting closer. I want Rimuru to keep living, and with a heavy heart, I smacked her away for the very first time. Rimuru looked at me with shock as I gave her a cold glare to hide my sadness. Kaide. I'm not going to repeat myself. Run away and never come back. Rimuru picked up the Haorian scarf and ran away. Once Rimuru was out of sight, I began shedding tears. Kaide. Crying. I'm sorry Rimuru. I hope you can forgive me. I grabbed whatever I could find to try and fight the demon and buy Rimuru time to escape. The demon walked out of the forest covered in blood and a smile on its face. Karaku. Hi ha 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 ha. That was a lot of fun. I've never had to fight my way through a pack of wolves just to get to humans. Hey, now where'd that kid go? Is she hiding in that house? Kaide. I won't let you lay a hand on my granddaughter, you foul demon. Karaku. Ha ha ha, so you want to fight, huh? Alright, I'll make sure that I'll have as much fun as I can before I kill that kid. I rushed at the demon and tried to stall as long as I could. Kaide. Rimuru, please be safe. Ch1. The cruel darkness. Tanjiro Pav. It's a snowy day, and I'm finishing loading charcoal into 2 baskets, getting ready to leave. Mother. Tanjiro. Hearing my mother's voice, I turned to look at my mother. Mother. Your face is covered in soot. Come here, let me clean you up. I walked to Mother, and she wiped my face with a cloth. Mother. You know you two don't have to go. All this snow could be dangerous. Tanjiro. I want us to have a good meal this New Year's celebration. Besides, even though she is stronger than me, I want to help her. Mother smiled. Mother. How thoughtful of you. Tanjiro, by the way, is she finished? Mother. No, not yet. She's still making lunch for us. Shigeru. Hey, bro. I turned my head and saw Shigeru and Hanako running towards me. Shigeru. Are you going to town again today? Hanako. I'm coming with you. I saw Takeo behind them, holding his hatchet. Rimuru. No way. I heard a voice coming from the house. I turned my head and saw a girl with light blue hair and golden eyes. She was wearing a fur scarf and a blue haori with fur decorating the wrists. She walks out of the house. Rimuru. You know you guys can't walk as fast as me or Tanjiro. Tanjiro. Good morning, Rimuru. Rimuru. Morning, Tanjiro. Shigeru. Aw, come on. Mother. No means no. Besides, they can't use the cart today because of the snow, which means they can't give you a ride when you get tired. They both groaned. Shigeru. Tanjiro. Shigeru suddenly hugged me, and Hanako turned to Rimuru. Hanako. I want to come with you. I promise I'll help out. Rimuru pats Hanako's head and smiles. Rimuru. Aw, that's sweet of you, Hanako. Hanako gasped, thinking Rimuru will say yes. Rimuru. But no, you two are staying here. Hanako moaned and started pouting. I knelt down and looked Shigeru in the eyes while patting his head. Tanjiro. Sorry, Shigeru, you're staying too. Rimuru. Don't cry, you too. I promise I'll make something special when we get back. Shigeru turns to face Rimuru with a happy expression. Shigeru. Really? Hanako. Promise. Rimuru smiled, then nodded. Rimuru. Of course. Hanako. Okay, I'll stay. I stood up and started patting Hanako's head. Tanjiro. Good girl, mother. Thank you for doing this, you too. Tanjiro. Of course. Rimuru. It's no problem. I already finished making lunch and packed some for me and Tanjiro. Tanjiro. Hey, Takeo, do me a favor while I'm gone, okay? Chop as much wood as you can. Takeo. Yeah, I was gonna do that anyway, though I was hoping we'd do it together. HMPH. He pouted as he said this. Rimuru smirked and walked up to him and started patting his head. Rimuru. Aw. Does Takeo want big sis Rimuru to tell him a bedtime story? She started teasing him. Takeo. Knock it off, would you? Takeo moved Rimuru's hand as his face turned red from embarrassment. Shigeru. Ha ha, you're blushing, Takeo. Takeo. Shut up, you brat. I walked up to him and started petting him with both my hands. Tanjiro. There, now. Takeo. Will you guys cut it out? We laughed as Takeo groaned, getting embarrassed. I gave Rimuru one of the baskets, and we waved our family goodbye and left. On our way to the village, we were greeted by Nezuko holding a sleeping Rokuta. Nezuko. Hi Tanjiro. Hi Rimuru. Tanjiro. Hey, Nezuko. Rimuru. Hey, Nezuko. I had to put Rokuta down for a nap. Otherwise, he'd throw a fit if you were gone, Tanjiro. Rimuru. Well, I can't blame him. I gently patted Rokuta. Nezuko. Ever since father passed, he's been glued to your side. In fact, everyone seems to follow you, and not just you. Nezuko switched her glance from me to Rimuru. Nezuko. Rimuru, too. Rimuru blushed a little and smiled. Rimuru. Well, it seems we know who their favorite big sister is. Nezuko pouted a little, then calmed down, knowing Rimuru was just teasing. Nezuko. Well, see you later. We bid Nezuko farewell and walked down the mountain to sell charcoal. We may not have an easy life, but we were happy, especially whenever Rimuru was around. I glanced at Rimuru and thought about the first time she came to our home. Filled circle 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 flashback 6 years ago. Third person POV summer was at its end when Kai Kamado of the Kamado family went to fetch water from the river. On her way back, she saw a 7-year-old girl with blue hair holding a blue haori and a fur scarf stumbling through the forest and then collapsed. Worried for the child's safety, she dropped her bucket and ran to the child. Kai. Hey, what's wrong? The child was too weak to move, so she carried her to the Kamado house and nursed her back to health. She and her husband, Tanjiro Kamado, along with their children, waited for the girl to wake up. They breathed a sigh of relief as the girl woke up after hours of waiting. She sat up and looked around. Tanjiro. Good morning. How are you feeling? He asks with a gentle smile. As the child was about to speak, her stomach growled, causing her to hold her stomach in embarrassment. Kai, here, you must be hungry, she says as she placed the food beside the child. The child ate the food as if she hadn't eaten in days. Kai, are you feeling better now? She asked after the child finished eating. The child nods. Tanjiro. So, what's your name? Tanjiro. I'm Tanjiro. Nezuko. I'm Nezuko. All three of them gave a warm smile. Rimuru. I'm Rimuru. Rimuru Arashi. Kai. Well, Rimuru, I'm Kai Kamado, and this here is my husband Tanjiro, she says, pointing at Tanjiro. She looked around, and her eyes grew wide as she started looking around frantically. Rimuru. Oh, where is it? Kai. Oh, are you referring to these? Kai brought out the scarf and haori, which Rimuru grabbed, and started crying as she held them tightly. Kai. Hey, what's wrong? The Kamado family started to gather closer, trying to figure out why she's crying. After minutes of crying, Rimuru told them about her past. She told them about how wolves saved her and brought her together with her adopted grandparents, and about how they, along with the wolves, sacrificed themselves to let her escape. Kai and Tanjiro were surprised about the story but still believed it. They decided to take her in as part of their family. Months passed, and Rimuru was living happily with the Kamado family, playing with her new siblings and helping out with chores. End of flashback. Filled circle 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 filled circle. Rimuru, Pav, Tanjiro and I were walking down the mountain after saying goodbye to our family. I noticed Tanjiro staring at me. Rimuru. Hey Tanjiro, what's wrong? You've been staring at me for a while. I glanced at him. He shook his head. Tanjiro. Oh, it's nothing, just reminiscing about when you came to the family. He then looked ahead. Rimuru. If you say so. We sold all the charcoal and helped a lot of the people in town until dusk. Rimuru. Man, what a day. I'm glad all that's over. I stretched my arms in the air as the cold wind blows. Tanjiro. How did it get so late? I put both of my hands behind my head. Rimuru. Doesn't matter. We sold a lot of charcoal. We could probably have a feast this new year. Tanjiro nods. Tanjiro. I guess you're right. Hang on. Tanjiro. Rimuru. A man called us. Tanjiro. Huh? Rimuru. We turned around and saw Mr. Saburo. Saburo. You two aren't going back up the mountain now. It's too dangerous. Rimuru. Don't worry. We'll be fine. I say in a cheerful tone. Tanjiro. I've got a good nose. Rimuru. Yeah, Mr. Doggy here can guide us back safely. I playfully rubbed Tanjiro's head while giving a smile. Tanjiro. Haha. Please stop calling me that, Rimuru. Saburo. Well, it's still dangerous. You both can stay here for the night. Come on, get inside. Tanjiro. No, we really, Saburo. Don't argue. Just get in here before demons show up. Rage swelled within me upon the word demon. Tanjiro noticed my anger and realized why I'm upset. He placed his hand on my shoulder. Tanjiro. Why don't we rest? We've done a lot today. Tanjiro gave me a warm smile which calmed me down, and I let out a sigh. Rimuru. All right, you win. After Mr. Saburo let us stay for the night, I offered to make dinner which he accepted as he placed 2 futons for me and Tanjiro to sleep on later. After we finished dinner, we went to bed, and as I was about to sleep, Tanjiro asked me a question. Tanjiro. Hey Rimuru, these demons, they're not able to enter people's houses, could they? Rimuru. Yes, they can. Tanjiro. But then wouldn't they just eat everyone? Saburo. The demon slayers protect people by killing as many demons as they can. They always have. Mr. Saburo adds, smoking before he turns out the light. Rimuru. Staying inside houses would at least make sure that demons would be less likely to smell you if they're wandering around. Saburo. That's about right. Now get some sleep, it's late. After the lights went out, we went to sleep. The next morning, I woke up early as the sun rose. Saburo. You're already awake. He smoked using his pipe. I changed into my usual blue haori and wolf fur scarf and offered Mr. Saburo to make him breakfast as thanks for letting us stay. As I'm preparing a meal for Mr. Saburo, Tanjiro woke up. Tanjiro. Good morning, Rimuru. I turned to face Tanjiro then returned my focus on cooking. Rimuru. Morning, Tanjiro. Tanjiro. Why are you cooking, Rimuru? Rimuru, well, I thought I'd make something for Mr. Saburo as thanks for letting us stay for the night. Why don't you go on ahead? I'll catch up later. Tanjiro, I should help too. Rimuru, it's fine, I'll see you back home. Tanjiro, alright then, you better come back quickly. I'm sure the others miss your cooking already. Rimuru, don't worry, I will. Tanjiro grabbed his basket and left, bidding Mr. Saburo goodbye. After I finished, I headed out. Rimuru, goodbye, Mr. Saburo, and thanks again for letting Tanjiro and I stay. I bowed then hurried off. Saburo, don't mention it and take care. I hurried home so I could make breakfast for everyone. I tried listening closely for the loud, excited voices of Shigeru and Hanako but couldn't hear anything. As I got closer, I had a feeling that something was wrong. As I hurried back, I noticed a faint and familiar smell, and I ran as fast as I could but didn't see Tanjiro. Rimuru, my nose may not be as good as Tanjiro's, so he must have smelled something wrong and ran. As I reached home, I saw Rokuta lying on the ground surrounded by blood, and the door was open. Rimuru, Rokuta, I ran to check if he's alright, and once I got close enough, I realized he's dead. I took a look in the house and saw something horrible. Mother, Takeo, Shigeru, and Hanako all dead and in a pool of their own blood. My knees gave way and I dropped to the ground and cried as tears flowed out of my eyes. Rimuru, no, this isn't happening. This is a nightmare. I kept crying. Eventually, my sorrow turned to rage as my hands formed into fists. Rimuru, those demons are gonna pay. I realized Tanjiro and Nezuko weren't here. I quickly looked around and saw a trail in the snow going to another path down the mountain. Rimuru, Nezuko must still be alive, and Tanjiro's probably carrying her to find a doctor. I grabbed an axe and quickly followed it. As snow starts to fall, I quickly used the total concentration breathing I learned from Grandpa and ran faster. As I'm running, I heard what sounded like Nezuko snarling at something, so I ran in that direction. As I got closer, I saw Tanjiro and Nezuko unconscious on the ground and a man wearing a mismatched haori and a sword on his side. I quickly leapt from tree to tree then towards the man and prepared my axe. Rimuru, what are you doing to Tanjiro and Nezuko? Rimuru, wind-breathing second form. Claws purifying wind. I swing my hatchet, but the stranger blocked it with his sword. Wait, was that? Rimuru, this guy knows how to use a sword. I land and quickly used another move. Rimuru, sixth form. Black wind mountain mist. I swing my hatchet, but the man evaded my attack. This girl used total concentration breathing and the techniques she used is wind breathing. Who is she? As I was about to do another attack, he suddenly disappeared. I then noticed that he is right behind me and holding my arms behind me. Rimuru, hey, let go. I say as I'm struggling to break free from his grip. Hold on, I've got questions to ask you. Rimuru, I don't care. Let me go, you pervert. I felt his grip loosen for a moment. This is going nowhere. His grip got tighter, causing me to drop my hatchet. He then threw me to the ground and placed his foot on my stomach and pointed his sword at me. Calm down, I'll explain what's going on, then I have questions for you. I glared at him as he began explaining what happened. After he's finished explaining, he puts his sword away, removed his foot from me, and left. I stared at Nezuko for a while, surprised that she became a demon and that another demon killed the others. The man returned with a bamboo muzzle which he placed on Nezuko's mouth, then leaned against a tree and looked at me. Now, who are you and how do you know wind breathing? I gave a sigh then told him about my past. I guess that explains how you know how to use breathing techniques. I have heard rumors that a certain mountain was littered with the corpses of wolves. Many assumed those wolves fought a strong demon but thought it was fake as both demons and animals hardly have a reason to even fight each other. Suddenly, Tanjiro woke up and grabbed Nezuko and started crying. I rushed to Tanjiro and Nezuko. Rimuru, Tanjiro, you okay? Tanjiro nods. Good, you're awake. Tanjiro saw the swordsman and quickly held Nezuko tightly. Giyu, get to Mount Sagiri as soon as possible. Look for an old man named Sakanji Yorokodaki and tell him Giyu Tomioka sent you. Giyu suddenly vanished. I quickly looked around to see where he went. Rimuru, Tanjiro, we should go back and give the others a proper goodbye. The moment I said the word goodbye, tears started flowing from my eyes again. Tanjiro noticed me crying and got up, still holding Nezuko in one arm while giving me a hug using his other. Rimuru. Thank you, Tanjiro. I hugged him and Nezuko while still crying. After a while, we head back and gave the others a proper burial, then pray for their safe rebirth. Rimuru. Tanjiro. Let's go. Tanjiro. Yeah. We packed our stuff and headed down the mountain to look for someone named Yorokodaki.